You know that moment when the contact center feels like it's running smooth? Everyone's logged in, calls are flowing, and then bam, out of nowhere, the phones light up like a burst fire hydrant? Customers flooding in, your team scrambling, and you're sitting there thinking, did everyone suddenly remember they have accounts today? And just when you start firefighting, that urgent email drops in from senior management. Hey, we managed to get an ad slot during the big game this weekend. Can you have a campaign plan ready for it by end of day? Welcome to operations, where chaos and caffeine go hand in hand. But here's the thing. You don't need to panic if you understand one little acronym that quietly runs the show behind the scenes: WFM. Now, before your brain hits snooze on workforce management, let's make one thing clear. This isn't about spreadsheets and schedules. It's about control, foresight, and efficiency in a world that's allergic to all three. Because WFM, when done right, doesn't just help you manage the chaos. It helps you predict it. And if you've ever been in ops, you know that predicting chaos is the difference between running a department and running for the exit. Let's rewind for a second. Picture you've just opened your first business, a car wash in a busy mall parking lot. It's a Saturday morning, the smell of bacon rolls in from the food court, kids are dancing to music, and life's good. Then you turn around and there's a line of cars waiting, keys in hand, and one guy's already asking, how long's it gonna take? You panic a bit, you say, an hour, even though you have no clue. And sure enough, 60 minutes later, that same guy's back, and his car is still covered in soap. That, right there, is why WFM exists. Because in that moment, you didn't have a forecast, you had a guess. And in ops, guessing is expensive. WFM was born from the same principle that built the Industrial Revolution: getting the right number of people in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. Fast forward a few centuries and a few Excel versions later, and it's become the heartbeat of any operation that serves customers, especially contact centers. But here's where ops managers usually trip up. They think WFM is a back office function, when in reality, it's the strategic partner you didn't know you had. Let's break it down in real talk. WFM is made up of 4 big players: forecasting, scheduling, monitoring, and reporting. They're like the Avengers of Operational Control. You've got forecasting, the mind reader of the group; scheduling, the planner who hates surprises; monitoring, the real-time traffic cop; and reporting, the truth teller who shows you what actually happened versus what you thought happened. When they work together, your business runs like a well-oiled machine. When they don't, well, you're the one mopping up soap at the car wash again. Forecasting is where everything starts. It's not about predicting the future. It's about understanding the past so you can prepare for the future. Think of it like planning a road trip. You've got your route, your map, and your snacks. You even know how long it should take. 8 hours a day with 2 fuel stops. That's your forecast. But then halfway there, a detour hits. Roadworks, a storm, maybe even a "we should stop for photos" moment. Now you're projecting a delay. That's the difference between forecasting and projecting. One sets the plan. The other adjusts it when life throws a traffic cone at you. Now, in business terms, forecasting is about knowing when your customers will come knocking and how many of them you can expect. If you're running a contact center, that's your call volume and handle time data. If you're managing a retail floor, that's foot traffic and peak hours. It's all the same logic. Know when the storm's coming so you can have enough umbrellas ready. And if your forecast is off, well, you'll either have agents twiddling their thumbs or customers twiddling their anger. Once you've got a solid forecast, scheduling takes the wheel. This is where you match the people to the plan. Ever been to a store in December where there's one lonely cashier trying to process the queue from hell while 3 staff members are folding shirts in the back? That's bad scheduling. Good scheduling means aligning people to demand, not just filling shifts. It's about putting your best resources where they matter most, when they matter most. Scheduling is where ops managers either shine or suffer. It's not just about coverage, it's about strategy. If you can predict that sales will spike at lunchtime, but all your trained staff are on break, congratulations, You just turn profit into chaos. And if you're thinking, I'll just hire more people, good luck explaining that budget line later. Remember, WFM isn't about spending more. It's about spending smart. Now, here's where things get fun. Monitoring. This is the real-time side of WFM, the traffic control room of your operation. Picture it. Your WFM team is watching dashboards the way air traffic controllers watch radar screens. Every spike, every delay, every break, tracked, adjusted, optimized. And before you think it's micromanaging, it's not. Monitoring isn't about policing people. It's about protecting performance. Here's a scenario you've probably seen before. Half your agents are late because of a traffic jam. The call queue starts to grow. Now, your WFM analyst jumps in. They redeploy a few sales agents to help with service calls, hold times start dropping, and suddenly, what could have been a bad morning turns into a controlled recovery. That's the power of real-time management. When you can react fast enough, your customers never even know there was a problem. Finally, let's talk about reporting. The part that gets the least love but tells you everything. Reporting is like a mirror for your operation. It doesn't lie. It doesn't flatter. It just shows you the truth. It's not just attendance or handle times. It's your productivity, your shrinkage, your occupancy, your service levels. Basically, if it moves, WFM tracks it. Here's the beauty of reporting. It connects the dots. If your service levels drop, is it because of bad scheduling? If your staff turnover is high, is it because your forecast keeps missing and they're drowning in calls? If customers are complaining about long wait times, is it a resourcing issue or a tech one? WFM reporting tells you where the cracks are before they become craters, bringing it all together. So when people ask, why do I need WFM? The answer's simple. Because guessing is not a strategy. WFM gives you structure in the madness. It helps you predict, plan, and pivot. 3 words every ops manager should live by. And the best part? You don't need a massive team or fancy software to start. You just need the right mindset. To see WFM not as an overhead, but as an advantage. Because once you start using WFM thinking, even in small ways, you stop firefighting and start leading. You'll know when the chaos is coming, how to control it, and how to make sure your people are always in the right place, doing the right thing. And that's when it hits you. Maybe it's not maybe WFM, after all. Maybe it's definitely WFM.